Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg, and I am continuing my look through the Wizardry series. So last time I was playing Wizardry 5. I think I may only have done one video on Wizardry 5. No, I think I did two. And then it now has abruptly ended. But yeah, I'm assuming if you're watching this that you've been following along and are not just here to see Wizardry 6. We will get to that, but I gotta talk about Wizardry 5 first. So the main issue is that I played all Wizardry 1 through 5 all on the PlayStation versions, and they all just kind of blend together towards the end. They're all just like, yep, this is Wizardry. And it all was just a big mishmash of, very similar looking corridors and this kind of same looking battle screens. And it was just like, but it was going along, and I was leveling up, and I was progressing slowly down the floors and stuff. But the thing with the Wizardry 5 that makes it really tedious, I think there's something tedious with all the Wizardry games, except maybe the first one. But yeah, the issue with the fifth one is that it has so many of these like unique quest items that you have to find and obtain and carry with you and then take to somewhere else in the dungeon, like a different floor or, a whole other section or what have you. And you have to figure out what use they are. And you don't really ever want to lose them, because if you do, you have to go all the way back to where you got them and get another copy of them. And so part of the straw that broke the camel's back for me was I got the Jeweled Scepter, which involves like getting one item in one far off corner of I think the third level, maybe it's a second level, and then you use that to get a different item on the other side of the second level. And all of this is a lot of walking. And then you get the Jeweled Scepter there, and you take that to the third level. A lot more walking. And there you encounter this guy who's like, hey, give me the Jeweled Scepter, and I'll give you a different scepter that you can use. And you're just like, okay. Keep in mind, I was kind of following a walkthrough, but the walkthrough just said use the Jeweled Scepter at this spot, And it's like, okay, well, I assume I'm supposed to give it to this guy. You're not supposed to give it to the guy, because he turns out to be an asshole, and he just takes it from you and then fights you. But if you kill him, you don't get the Jeweled Scepter back. He shoved it up his ass and it got obliterated. I don't know. So then you have to go all the way back and do the first item again so that you can get the Jeweled Scepter again. So then you can come all the way back to the door and then use the scepter to open the door there. And that was just like, I did all that, but then afterwards I saw like how much more of that kind of shit there was going to be going forward, because I looked at the walkthrough and it's just like, yeah, I don't know, man. Life's too short. Again, I don't feel like I was really playing those games the way that they're meant to be played and the way that people enjoy them to be played. And we may end up with this whole thing just with the realization that the Wizardry series is not really for me. And really, it's not meant to be a series enjoyed by someone that is interested in like deep character customization or walkthroughs and just kind of enjoys grinding up to powerful levels and then destroying everything in sight and blah 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 and finding rare pieces of equipment. And like, it's got some aspects of that, but mostly it's about exploring a dark and dangerous dungeon and very slowly, methodically going through it over dozens of hours. And obviously that's not something I'm really looking for. I don't know. I feel like maybe it could be my thing, but I think I'm just maybe terrified of the concept of sitting down and mapping something myself. But maybe that's why I should play the Etrian Odyssey games, because they have all the built-in, like, mapping tools in the game. And maybe that would kind of ignite this passion for mapping. I don't know. So I was like, yeah, and I actually probably was going to do one more video on Wizardry 5, just kind of go over everything. But then my emulator crashed randomly, and I was like, yeah, all right, we're done. So let's move on to Wizardry 6. Bane of the Cosmic Forge. So this came out in 1990. And the game is really fucking ugly. So this is going to be a downgrade for us in terms of graphics, because we were playing on the PlayStation up till now. And this is going to be the DOS version, and it's not pretty. And as bad as it looks, the sound is so much worse, and that's why I've had to mute the game. Once we get into the game, I'll unmute it so you can just kind of hear the cacophony that plays. This is apparently a bug that is just, I don't know, people have offered up, like, custom versions of DOSBox that apparently fix it, but yeah. So Wizardry 6, 7, and 8 are kind of known as the Dark Savant trilogy, and you actually can carry a party of characters from 6 to 7 and 8. All 3 games, you can carry them through. I don't know if that's recommended, actually, unlike the, unlike the original 3 games, or where it was mandatory, or unlike, say, the Pool of Radiance games, the Gold Box games. I don't know if it's strictly recommended, so we'll see. But yeah, it is technically another trilogy. Alright, so let's get into it. Well, first, before we do, I should mention that this is not the vanilla version of Wizardry 6. I am running a couple additions. One is this Cosmic Forge editor program that comes with a whole bunch of patches that you can apply to the game, including like some bug fixes. There was like, I don't know, a dozen or dozen plus of them or something like that. They all seemed pretty sensible and seemed all right to my ears. I've never played the game, but they sounded good, and they were labeled as bug fixes, so I figure, yeah, that's good. And then there was one that was like a cheat patch, which makes it much more likely to get good bonus stats when you make a character, so you don't have to keep save scumming or keep recreating it. And I'm on board with that. I didn't actually do that with any of the other games. Well, we did that once, but well, no, what am I saying? I save scummed quite a bit, but rarely did I end up with bonus stats because the PlayStation version was very stingy. This one apparently also incredibly stingy. And like, actually getting a good amount of bonus points is like a 20 out of 1,200 chance whenever you make a character. So the cheat patch makes it like basically guaranteed you're going to get a lot of bonus points. So, you know, from what I understand, the game is hard enough that that's acceptable. So we'll just go with that. The other thing that we have is an auto map mod, which hooks into DOSBox, much like Where Are We, and just shows you your map as you plot it out. And I figure that's up my alley. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So let's get going by making a character. A game configuration. Level. Yeah, we want to play on easy. Yeah, okay. Character menu. Create PC. Alright, let's make Mangg. Here we go. Holy shit. So we've got strength, intellect, piety, vitality, dexterity, renamed agility, but then there's also a speed stat. So agility got separated, I guess. And then personality or perception, and then car. Okay. HP, stamina. And then we have race. Look at all these races. Human, elf, dwarf, gnome, hobbit. Okay. But then fairy, lizard man, dracone, felper, wolf, and mook. Okay, I'm just trying to find info about, like, character creation. And, some advice, perhaps, on what to do. Here we go. Rule number 1. Take your time rolling up your characters. Do not accept any character with less than an 18 bonus. I realize that this means you will be spending a lot of boring time just rolling up characters. Believe me, it is time well spent. So that's why we put that patch on, because we don't want to go through all that. Everything that will happen later to your characters will be greatly influenced by the initial roll-up. Be patient and take your time rolling up your characters. The better the bonus, the happier will be your game. When you can spare the bonus points, put extras into strength. Your character's capacity to carry weight is determined at the beginning of the game based upon this stat and will not change throughout the rest of the game. That was one of the patches, that it actually will increase when you level up. Alright, you need to have a party that is versatile in abilities. As you play the game, you'll be able to change professions and further widen your available skills. To start, you need some good fighters, some good magic users, thief skills, and some cleric ability. There are numerous combinations that will supply all these ingredients. Read the manual carefully, especially a description of classes and races. Okay. Not a whole lot of advice. I do have the manual here, so we could glance at it, I suppose. For what it says about races and things. Alright, well, stats. They range from 0 to 18. Strength. Everything from hurting an opponent to forcing a door off its hinges. Also affects characters' carrying capacity and stamina. Intelligence, ability to cast and learn spells, determine traps on treasure chests, and any other task which requires mental metal. Also affects a character's ability to learn new skills. So this is just wildly different from the first 5 games. I mean, they added a lot of stuff. Piety, overall devotion to a subject or a field of study, affects the ability to develop skills and to learn new spells. Okay. Also affects the amount of spell power a character gets when he or she gains levels. And further affects how quickly the spell power is recouped. Huh. Vitality, hit points, and stamina. Also affects the ability to heal and be resurrected. And helps to provide the character resistance to poison, paralysis, and death in general. Dexterity, ability to dodge a missile, pop a trap on a treasure chest, and avoid a lance. I mean, this all sounds like a tabletop RPG book that I'm reading here. Directly related to the character's natural armor class. Okay, so that's in effect. And affects the amount of times a character can hit a monster within a single attack. Oh, alright. Speed, obviously, determines how many times a character can attack a monster in one round, and affects natural armor class. Personality, the overall friendliness of a character, affects the way a character interacts with NPCs in the dungeon. And then karma affects everything your character does and acts as a sort of ethical meter. While its effects are somewhat mysterious, characters with high karma are generally happy-go-lucky individuals. Okay. The usual luck stat of who knows what the fuck it does. Alright, races. Character's race determines his or her statistics and determines which professions he or she may enter. In many cases, a female character will need more bonus points than her male counterpart to enter a profession. While this may seem like a hindrance, keep in mind that female characters are typically more personable and have a higher karma than male characters. Okay. Alright, so then we get to the professions, which are like the classes, and they are expanded. Fighter, mage, priest, thief, ranger, alchemist, bard, psionic, Valkyrie, bishop, samurai, monk, ninja, lord. Okay. There's a lot to go over here, Jesus. Hit points. Yeah. That we know what hit points are. Stamina, however, measurement of your character's endurance. When a character's stamina reaches 0, that's exactly what happens. They fall flat on their faces from exhaustion. Listed as a percentage of a character's condition when he or she fully rested. Higher the percentage, the better. A fully rested character can fight harder and hit for more damage than a tired character. When any character's stamina becomes low, it's time for a rest. Huh. Okay, then there's skills. So there's weapon skills. Affects your character's ability to handle his or her weapon. Up to 100 points. As your character practices the weaponry skills, points will automatically be added to the particular skill to reflect your training. Of course, it's always a good idea to add skill points manually when your character gains levels. So, look at all that. You got wand and dagger, sword, axe, mace and flail, pole and staff, throw, sling, bow, shield, hand and feet. These are all different weaponry skills now, so you can't just instantly swap to a mace and just be as good, you know? Which, this is, you know, like, play Skyrim. I mean, actually, play, like, Oblivion or Morrowind or something. It's a familiar concept, but it's new to Wizardry. Then we have physical skills. Scout, music, oratory, legerdemain, skullduggery, and ninjutsu. And lastly, academia skills. Artifacts, mythology, scribe, alchemy, theology, theosophy, thaumaturgy, and kirajutsu. Jesus. Okay, I mean, I get most of it. Yeah, so now we have encumbrance and character carrying capacity. And this is going to drain your stamina the more you're carrying. And then you have armor class, which... Okay, so that also can affect your encumbrance value. If your character is encumbered, he or she doesn't move well and therefore is easier to hit. Oh, it's... Oh, shit. No, if you're encumbered, it affects your armor class. Oh, God. If your character is equipped with a shield, you'd see a shield bonus, a negative number reflecting a decrease in your character's armor class. Should the character be both encumbered and wearing a shield, then an average of the two would be displayed. Oh, and it actually tracks your body parts armor class individually, because they can hit different parts of your body. Oh, God. Okay. So I need to go down to the appendix to see all the... Okay, so here's all the races. You can't see any of this. I'm aware. I'm sorry. I guess you could see this. There you go. Probably should have done that 20 minutes ago. Okay, so humans, it's like we're doing solo RPGs. Humans, perfectly balanced. Yep, very average. 988, 9988. Pretty much what you'd expect. Elves, they have a higher intellect and piety, lower strength and vitality, so they make better spellcasters. And they have a natural resistance to hypnosis and sleep spells. This is all very D&D. Dwarves, higher strength values, higher piety values, low intellect, higher vitality, poison resistance, and magic spell protection. Okay. Gnomes, actually shockingly stronger than humans on average. Lower intellect, very high piety, higher vitality, low speed and personality, resistance to magic spells. Extremely pious individuals whose zest for learning, especially spells, is virtually unequaled by any other race. Alright. Hobbits, higher dexterity, very high personality. They have resistance to magic spells. Okay. I'm not sure if I care about personality that much, but maybe I do. I don't know. Fairies, tiniest and most agile race. Higher intellect, higher dex, very high speed, high personality, but that strength is garbage. Not much of a fighter, fairy can make an excellent magic user or thief. Also resistance to magic spells. Lizard man. Higher strength, very high vitality, good speed, low int, low piety, low personality, resistance to mental spells and acid. Okay. Yeah, very much brute force fighter. Dracon. Above average strength, vitality, dex, resistant to acid, and mental spells. Very similar to Lizard Man in a lot of ways. Strong, dexterous, and hardy, can make a great ranger, thief, or fighter. Also has a limited ability to breathe acid upon its opponents. Fun. Uh-oh. Felpur. Above average int, dex, speed, personality, and something about being better at dodging missiles and spells. Okay. Ra Wolf. Yeah. Above average piety and vitality and personality. Protection from cold. Yeah, they'd be good priests, I suppose. And then mooks. Resistant to magical spells and cold. Above average strength, int, vitality. Extremely intelligent and strong creatures have a personality sure to charm the likes of most they encounter. And it's just like a Chewbacca or something. Okay, then we get into professions. 14 of them. Fighter. Requires strength 12. Can use all the weaponry. They can start with scout, artifact, mythology, scribe. Generally have high hit points. Wide array of weaponry skills. Yeah, I mean, it's a fighter. Mage. They only practice mage spells, learn them quicker than any other profession. Wizardry, poor hit points, very limited in weapons and armor. Deal magic users for any party. Okay, priest. gives all their attention to the study of divine priest spells. Also have fairly high hit points, must use specially consecrated weapons, they can wear light armor. Piety of 12, personality 8 required. Thief. Thieves are very good at circumventing the noxious treasure chest traps which often lie between a party and their hard-earned loot. They also have the skill to pick locked doors and delight in opportunities to pickpocket. Thieves can hide in combat, and if successfully hidden, they can launch a surprise attack doing double damage. Alright, good. Ranger. Nature lover. Enjoys talent for scouting out such things as secret passage, trick balls, and other traps of this nature. Much like Robin Hood, a classic of this profession, Rangers are excellent archers. Around the 3rd level XP, Rangers slowly begin to learn alchemist spells. They have fairly high hit points. Interesting. All of this is very D&D. Like, insanely D&D. Alchemists. They aspire to bend the laws of the universe. Their tradition shows them to be mixers of potions, diviners of spells. Using their high intelligence, alchemists concentrate their studies fully to this art, allowing them to learn its spells faster than any other profession in wizardry. Additionally, due to the nature of their spells, they need no oratory and cannot be silenced. Okay. Alchemist just sounds better than the mage. But I'm not sure. Bard allows them to play different instruments found within Wizardry, casting a spell with each. They also begin to study powerful mage spells around the 3rd level of XP. While not as studied as the Thief, Bards have been known to pick a pocket or two as well. Because they can do Legerdemain and Skullduggery. But stat requirements are a little varied there. Psionic. Hoo-hoo. Concentrating on the wonders of the mind, Psionic is a magic user who's developed mental powers to a level no other profession can hope to possess. They're both clairvoyants and divinators. They learn the mental spells faster than any other profession. Okay. Valkyrie. Profession open only to female characters. Valkyrie is a first-rate lance warrior. Her knowledge of weapons is vast and precise. Her spirit for combat is great. She is strong and has the ability to swing her sword with a speed and accuracy admired by all. Around the 3rd level of ability, the pious Valkyrie begins the study of priest spells. She doesn't learn them as quickly as a priest. So this is a female paladin. Female-only paladin. With, you know, a decent spread of stats required. Okay. Bishop. This is mage and priest. Int 15, piety 15 required. They do learn spells more slowly than mage or priest. Pretty much as expected. But then there's the Lord. The true Crusader Knights of Wizardry. Around 3rd level of XP, same as Valkyrie. They learn priest spells. The skill list is identical. Identical to the Valkyrie. So why is the Valkyrie... I don't know. Valkyrie seems so redundant. Because the Lord can be female. Yeah, obviously the stat requirements are a lot higher. You're going to need a lot more bonus points to get to a Lord. Whereas the Valkyrie's probably more obtainable out the gate, I suppose. Then you have Samurai, you know, the Int Mage Fighter, and can learn deadly skill of the critical kill, Kirajutsu. So, not bad there. Monk, talented warrior fighting mostly with hands and feet who tops this ability with a knowledge of self-defense. Begins to learn psionic spells at 3rd level of experience. And Kirajutsu to get crits. And then finally the ninja with much lower stat requirement than the old games. 12, 10, 10, 12, 12, 12. Still significant, but... The ultimate assassin. Commonly fight with hands and feet, wreaking havoc upon their unlucky opponents. Can do critical blows, share some of the thief skills. And much later, learn alchemist spells. Alright. Well then. With all that in mind, what do we want Mangg to be? I like Scions, but I think we'll make a separate Scion. So we're definitely going to have a Scion, but it won't be Mangg. Mangg is usually the Paladin or something like that. So I guess we're going to try to make him a Lord. And in this book, they actually had a table that showed you, based on your race, how many bonus points you would need for each class, based on your race and gender. So for a Lord, a human requires 18 bonus points, which we should be able to snag. The lowest number is the Raw Wolf. They only need 15, whereas the fucking Lizard Man needs 23. So I think we'll be fine with human. Let me click human, male. Okay, so we ended up with 15 bonus points, which is not enough. But I don't know how to... I guess basically you would just... we'd have to just invest all our points here. Oh yeah, and then it rolls your karma randomly. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna... No. No. Okay, let's try it again. I mean, 15's fine, but... Oh, there we got 12. Ugh, it's even worse. And now I have to go through that whole thing again. I mean, it's... Probably we shouldn't expect to start as a Lord. I would agree with that. Alright, then whatever this is, we'll just take it, and we probably won't end up as a Lord. Human. Male. 21! Never mind! Oh boy. Yes, we could be a ninja as well, but we want to be a Lord. So, Lord. Alright, so it brought us up automatically to our minimum stats, which is nice. And now we can throw a few more points out of there. Probably into strength, as suggested. And our karma is going to be 14. Very solid. And then our portraits. My god. Absolutely fucking hideous. Holy shit. Alright, there's our Lord. Lord Mangg. Okay, skills. We had 4 skill points. We put 9 automatically into sword. I suppose that's fair. Should I just put points into shield? We also have scouting and oratory. Should we go over the meanings of all the skills? So, scouting, the knack of seeing and finding things such as secret doors, hidden entrances, or buried items others seem to pass by. Okay, I'm sure we'll have like a ranger or something that's good at that. Oratory is the vocal discipline required to properly chant a magical spell. Without good oratory, spells meant for the monsters may fizzle or backfire on the party. But I don't know, most of our stuff is going to be like buffs and heals, right? So I don't know if we care about that. Then we have artifacts, the ability to effectively use and invoke magical items during combat. That might be useful, but I don't know if I want to put points into that right away. Mythology, the ability to recognize while in combat the true names of monsters. Scribe, using scrolls during combat. And theology, pursuit of divine interest leading to the study of priest spells. Okay, well, we'll put 1 point into theology just to show my interest. But I really want to put points into shield. I don't know what it does, though. Oh, using effectively to block an opponent's blow while fighting or parrying. Yeah, we want block. Save this character, yes. Alright. And he is on the list, right? There he is, yes, good. Alright, next character. So let's make our Scion, which of course is going to be named Artemis. Probably also human, male. 26 bonus! Good lord! Why not? Why the fuck not? Okay, well, we want piety, right? That's pretty important for spellcasters. But he's got to be super intelligent. Maybe not that intelligent. Then some speed and strength for carrying capacity. Go 14 piety, I suppose. Karma. Okay, reasonable. We'll go with that. It's cool. Alright. So, Theosophies got 9 points in already. Obviously quite important. Allows its possessor to study psionic spells. I guess someone should have points in mythology. I'm gonna put 2 and 2. We're just gonna do that. Oh, wait a minute. No, he doesn't need oratory because he's a scion. We're good. Select a new spell for your spell book. Okay. What? Okay. Hold on. Choosing magical spells. Depending on your character's profession, you may be able to select some initial spells. There are 6 realms in Wizardry. Okay. I see they have normal names now. Holy shit. Let me try and find... Okay, yes. Oh, man. Yeah, well, it is called Wizardry, so there's a lot of spells. There are a total of 77 spells, divided into 6 different realms. Fire, water, air, earth, mental, and magic. Each of these realms gets power from the element over which it presides. Okay, there are 4 different spellcasting types. Alchemist, Mage, Priest, and Psionic. They learn their own selection of spells from these 6 realms. Each realm is broken down into 7 spell levels. Alright, this all makes sense. Okay, so... Let's see here. Mental spells is what we're kind of interested in. Which is this category. Mental attack costs 3, affects 1 monster, 1 to 7 damage, may cause insanity. All right, good. Sleep, awesome. Costs 3, affects 3 monsters plus your power level. Success depends on the power of the monsters relative to the power level of the spell. Bless we get for some reason. Cost 4. Magically lowers the party's AC and enhances their chance to hit a monster relative to the power level of the spell. Alright, so they really were just like, yeah, this is a D&D game. Alright, we're done pretending. We're just gonna call it, like, fucking bless and sleep and charm. Like, come on now. Cure lesser condition. It's D&D. So Bless is good. And then Charm attempts to charm a monster, thus preventing it from attacking the party. And can be used on NPCs out of combat. Okay. Right, so it's just those. But then we also, for some reason, have access to heal wounds. And Stamina and Terror. I love that we got rid of the nonsense names, though, because I really don't care for that concept. Alright, so Stamina replenishes some of the character's stamina. Amount depends on the power level. And then Terror evokes fear and terror in monsters, may cause them to flee or otherwise reduce their ability to fight against the party. Alright, I don't know how many we get of these spells, but we definitely want Sleep, right? Sleep. Okay. Oh, and that gave us 3 points in mental. Oh, okay. So, yeah, we want to invest everything into mental. Bless sounds really good. But now we can't cast. We can only cast. All right. Well, we can cast Sleep twice, but yeah. All right. All right. Next, we need a frontline fighter. I feel like we might end up with a ninja or something, but I think we maybe just want a fighter or possibly a samurai. Spells seem like they'd be really good as always, so I think we'll try for a samurai. So before I enter a name here, get a samurai. The fairy actually has the easiest path to get samurai, along with the dracone. No, sorry. Along with the felper. Those both only need 12 bonus points. Humans 15, mooks 15. Do I want a fairy samurai? I don't think so, but maybe it doesn't matter. Because you got the points, right? Well, it kind of matters. Fairy samurai. Do I really want to gimp myself in that way? Alright, we're just going to make a mook samurai, and we're going to call him Mook, and that's the end of it. Mook. Male. 23 bonus points. Samurai. Good. We're going to put strength up to 16 and vitality up to 14. And I think that's going to be good. High Karma. Wherever this samurai one was. Yeah, there you go. So he starts with 7 in sword. That's probably good. I mean, we could put something into some other category, but I think we want to mainly go into Kirajutsu for now. We're not going to get spells for a little bit, so just put it all into Kirajutsu. Yeah. Okay. Then we want one more frontliner with Mangg, and so I guess I probably want a Valkyrie? Or maybe we want like a ninja or monk. Maybe I do want a monk. Shit. So we're gonna have... I don't know. Am I gonna just have a standalone... Yeah, I guess I am gonna have a standalone priest. So then maybe we don't want a Valkyrie, because it's a little too much priestly stuff. So... I don't know. Is a monk capable enough to stand on their own? Probably. Okay, what do we have so far? We've got a Lord frontliner, we've got a Samurai frontliner, and we have a Scion. Which is mostly like control. So I need a third frontliner. I assume. I have no idea, but I assume. Third frontliner. We want a dedicated healer. So dedicated. So we want a priest. Like, we just want a priest. Straight up. That's what we want. We want a priest. So let's just make a priest, and let's make a dwarf priest, and we'll call her Glinda. We're going to go dwarf on that one. Female. 23 bonus points. Priest. It's a lot of bonus points. Well, we definitely want high piety. But intellect also applies to learning spells. So maybe something like that. But then we also want a good speed score. Then strength is always useful. Something like that, I guess. Oh, very low karma. I don't know if that's a dwarf, but it's close enough. This is going to be in the back, so we could use a pole arm, like second row sort of pole arm stuff. I think that's reasonable. So we'll put 4 points into that. I suppose I do need to put points into oratory. And then... I don't know, man. Artifacts? Sure. Okay, so, this is the stuff we want. So, cure light wounds, cause light wounds. We definitely want cure light wounds. Do I also want to grab bless here? I don't know how long it lasts. But it sounds pretty good, and bless is usually good. But if I take make wounds, that means that we can have more points for heal wounds. It's probably more important right now. Alright, we got that. So our priest is done. Then we want some sort of thief. Someone with thief abilities. I don't think... Yeah, the ranger doesn't get any of that. But the bard does get legerdemain and skullduggery. So maybe we just... Maybe we just go with a bard, because they do get mage spells eventually, and we want a lot of spells. And they can use a bow. So maybe instead of a ranger, we just do bard to cover our thief stuff and bow stuff. So let's make a fairy bard named Tinker. Yes. Fairy. Female. 7 bonus? Well, I can be a bard, but good God. Yikes. That's pretty shit. Let me just check. Does... let me go. I'm trying to find out, does strength matter for bows? Do I need a lot of strength? It says everything from hurting an opponent to forcing a door off its hinges and its carrying capacity. I think we're gonna have to redo this one. This is way too shitty. No. We're gonna get there. We're gonna start playing this game someday, and it's gonna be insane. Female. Well, if I put all my points into strength, it looks reasonable. Alright, we'll roll with that. It's fine. Awful, awful, awful fucking karma. Alright, that's fine. And then skill points, probably, well, 3 into bows. We do want some of this, though. So, legerdemain is pickpocketing, stealing items, or gold from NPCs. Skullduggery is inspecting and disarming traps on chests and picking lock on doors. So we want plenty of that. Do like that we also get ninjutsu. But, yeah, for now, I guess we go with that. Even though I feel like I also need points in scouting. But, whatever. Okay, so we have, so far, we have a lord, a samurai, and then a scion, priest, bard. So we need another frontliner. I guess I'm going to go with a monk. We're going to go for a monk. And it's going to be the cat one, of course. So we're going to name it after my cat. We're going to call him Locke. Belper. Male. 12 bonus is unacceptable. Doesn't let me be a monk. So we will just scatter these points around, blah, 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 scatter this around, blah, 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 save this character. No. We'll get there. Helper, male. 18 does let us be a monk. Definitely got to shore up that shitty vitality, but probably want a lot of strength. I think that's acceptable. Good karma. Good, good, good. And then we need a cat. Give me that cat. Perfect. For weaponry, yeah, I mean, we're mostly going to be using hands and feet, I assume. Ninjutsu allows you to hide yourself from your opponents, and for the ninja and monk proficiency in it helps to lower your armor class rating. So we definitely want to put points into that, and then maybe a little into scouting, because no one else did it. Okay, that is our party. So our frontliner, Mangg. Mook. Lock. I don't know. This is a weird setup. I'm not sure if there's 3 frontliners anymore. I don't know what to make of it. Glinda. And Tinker. Okay, there's our shit. Review Mangg. So he comes with a broadsword, quilt tunic, quilt legging, buskins, and a steel helm. Equip broadsword, helmet, armor, legging, boots. Okay, so he's already, swag. Swag bag. Okay. Got an armor class of 10. What's Mangg's armor? See, his is also 10, which I feel like that means he hasn't equipped anything. Did I unequip it? No, it didn't change anything. A say. What the? Oh, this is what races can use it and the classes that can use it. So everybody but a fairy can use it. And then only fighters, Valkyries, Lords can wield it. It says AC -4. See, that tells me that this is not equipped. So I must not be... Okay, I gotta click. I was pressing enter. There we go. Now it says armor class 10. But I have it all equipped, and the individual parts are correct, so I have no idea. Alright, Mook gets a katana and the wakizashi, dual wielding, upper robes, lower robes, and sandals. Alright, Lock got the bow, robes, sandals, good. Artemis gets a dagger, robes, sandals, the shadow cloak, AC -1. I wanna equip this shit. Won't let me equip it unless it just applies. Okay. Glinda has quarterstaff and light heal? Oh, is a wand? I think that's a wand. Interesting. Tinker comes with a sling, not a bow. And can't equip any of the other shit. Hold on. Let's say... Yeah, fairies can't equip almost anything. Alright, I think that's everything. So we are going to start a new game. And we have to enter the passcode, which we don't have to enter. Thank God. And away we go. Approaching the gate with confidence. You know if things get too hairy, you can always turn and run back out. Yeah, so unlike the PlayStation version, I got no fast forward and no save states. How much will that color my opinion? I mean, so far I love how more detailed character creation is. I mean, that gets me very excited. But apparently it's quite a difficult game, even on easy. So, that always has me worried. You're in the entrance chamber of the castle. It appears to be empty, and a heavy coat of dust covers the floor. Small scampering noises echo down far distant corridors, a reminder that it is you who are the intruder here. Okay, so now we're in the game properly. I'm going to temporarily mute this music, and I will let you hear the sound from the game. Okay, I must not have, Let me save and quit. And close out real quick. I don't know why I care, but you know, you might be curious as to why we're not having sound. Okay, now it'll work. Okay, resume saved game. Yeah, so that's why. I don't know. Again, I have no idea what it's meant to sound like. Maybe this is what it's meant to sound like, but I don't know what they were going for. It just all sounds terrible. So we will not be listening to that, and we will just be playing. Okay. Says save your game often. Save before trying to open anything. Save when all your characters have survived a battle. Save, save, save. This game is very, very tough at the beginning, and you'll probably have to restore often. Though it is possible to resurrect characters, decide now that you will never ever take that option. Restore your game instead. This decision will prove useful in the beginning of the game for reasons that will be clarified below. Okay. You start this game entering through the gates at the south of the map to the left. From your beginning position, head north and open the 2 chests identified as $signs on this map. Neither chest is trapped, and the goodies inside will prove useful. Among the items you'll find is an amulet of life, which casts resurrection. If you've decided to follow my advice and never resurrect a character, you'll be able to sell this item and buy stink bombs and fire bombs, which will prove to be greatly useful in getting the odds evened out a bit until your characters have a chance to establish themselves. The fountain on this level restores stamina, which can prove useful. Gather up the goodies from the 2 chests and head for the stairs down. You will come back later to explore all the rooms on this level, gathering the experience that will come from opening the locked doors and fighting the monsters. Okay. So, yeah, we will be following a walkthrough quite extensively. And I'm very scared. We will be saving a lot, and I wish there was a faster way to do it. But alright, so we are... I don't know where we are. Wait a minute. There has to be better maps, though. I know I have my auto map, and that is good to know where I am at all times, but fucking ASCII maps can go to hell. There we go. That's a much better map. Alright. So we want to go here. Here. Neatly inscribed upon the metal face of the chest are these words: "Open me first." Okay, and then do I click on it, or do I open? Trap? Inspect. Tinker, I think. No trap. Open. Tinker. Chest was not trapped. Inside the chest are several items and a scroll which reads, "A cure but twice and healing thrice. 1 life for thee times 7. You find 3... Okay, yeah. Amulet of life. Take item. Yeah. Who takes the heal? Glinda. Cure light condition. Mangg. Cure poison. Mook. Amulet of life. Glinda. Okay, cool. And now we go to the other one. Open me second. Yep, I will do that. Open. Just open it. Chest was not trapped. Some gold coins, a sword, and a scroll, which reads, "Beware the narrow corridors of the mind. Found 1 sword of striking." Ho 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 ho. Don't mind if I do. Now we can go in here and review Mangg. Equip Sword of Striking. I assume it's better. We don't have a shield yet, so we gotta work on that. I assume the CC... Oh, carrying capacity. Yeah, we're at 37 out of 189. You can carry a lot. 15 strength is good. Okay, excellent. So now we should save. So disc, save game, and resume. It's not terribly slow, I suppose. And here we have the fountain that's... restores your stamina and cures poison. And we want to go down to the basement, apparently. Where did he say to go down? Head for the stairs down at 25R. Okay, yep, I see that. Alright, we will go down then, which is going to involve going back the way we came. Game's so ominous. I go out through this door, up here, and down. Okay. And I will save again because I'm a good boy. Okay. Now we're in the basement. Somewhere in the basement. You'd think that it would correlate, it would correspond. And it might, but no, that definitely doesn't. Where the fuck am I? Well, I'm just gonna wander around, I guess. Locked. Okay, stairs leading up. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong map. All right, yes. Now I know where I am. Ho ho ho. Okay. So if we get through this door, this locked door here, we can go through another door, and inside there is some rotten cheese. Ho ho. Incredible. But if we go over here, this is apparently a shop. A barracks full of broken cots turned to rot is all you find here. Wait, you heard a noise. Oh! A silent, mysterious, dark man appears from out of the shadows. May I interest you in a bargain? He's animated. His name's Queegweeg. Talk. Mangg. You actually have to type? Hi. How may be of service? Shop. I don't know about that. Okay. Barter. Give what? Fuck you. Same to you. Okay. Trade. Mangg. Buy. Mystery oil. Mod stamina. Cherry bomb. Knock knock. Hold monsters. Book of directions. Book of detection. Wakizashi. Rapier. Broadsword. Bearded war axe. Staff. Owl pike. bow, dirk, club, sling, light crossbow, quarrel, robes lower, chamois skirt, skullcap, feathered hat, buskins, quilt tunic, quilt leggings, leather cuirass, leather auberk, leather helm. My god. What does the guide say? He has lots of items to sell and will buy items from you. Sell your amulet of life. With the profits, invest in stink bombs and cherry bombs. His inventory can change every time you enter the rooms, so if you do not see what you need the first time, exit and try them again. Save your game anytime you've bought something you really wanted. Invest most of your money into the bombs, but spend some of it on better equipment. This is a good time to pick up extended range weapons for those characters in the back of the group. Once you're well armed with bombs and better equipment, you're ready to really begin exploring. Go back upstairs and begin exploring the rooms there. Okay, alright. So let's sell... I guess I can sell my broadsword now. And we want... I don't remember... Oh, Glinda has it? Sell? Amulet of Life. 11,000 gold pieces. Yep, that works for me. And we're gonna exit till we meet again. And he sidesteps off camera. Oh, okay. Don't press down. Trade. Mangg. Buy. Heavy heal. Stink bombs. Armor shield. These are scrolls. Main gouge. Rapier, longsword, bastard sword, morningstar, spear, bow, halberd, dirk, club, quarrel, flusher, so on and so forth. Okay, we probably do want armor for Mangg. And I guess we probably can afford it. So I guess buy leather leggings. Oh yeah, we don't have, Fuck. Cool. Mangg. Trade. Mangg. Buy. Down, leather leggings. Exit. Leave. Enter. Review Mangg. Whip. Sword of striking. Steel helm. Quilt tunic, leather leggings. Buskins. Should have sold the quilt leggings, but I was wearing them. Yeah, okay, yep. Trade. Mangg. Buy. Cherry bombs. A lot of weapons. Katana. Unusable. Well, I'm glad it tells you it's unusable. Okay, I'm still waiting to see bow in here. But a leather auberk we will buy, and I will sell my quilt leggings. And will you buy my quilt tunic off my body? No, you will not. Alright. It's a slow process for sure. And we're waiting to find a bow. That's mostly what I want to see. We could upgrade weaponry, I suppose. But I don't know. I don't know what I would really buy. I mostly am concerned about the bow. I wish it didn't take so long every time you talk to this guy to get into some shit. Trade. Mangg. Buy. Fucking claymore for 900 is probably pretty sweet. Oh, short bow. Alright, I'm just gonna buy and we'll give it to Tinker. Although, we still have to buy arrows. So that's annoying. Ah, buckler shield. Excellent. And we will sell you my quilt tunic. Yeah, very slow process. But again, the Wizardry games are always meant to be slow. They're meant to be this very methodical experience you spend dozens of hours on. So it's like, I don't know, how upset can I really be? Sword of Striking, Buckler Shield, Steel Helm, boom, boom, boom. Then we want to trade with Tinker. Tinker. No money. Trade which item? Short bow. None. Exit. Turn. Review. Tinker. Equip. Short bow. Oh yeah, you can also sell most of Tinker's shit. Yeah, I mean, we could get like a pike or something for someone in the back. I mean, if Glinda probably wants the pike, right? I'm gonna buy the pike. Still no arrows. Feathered hat, leather helm, queer gauntlets. Yes. We have a good helmet, but maybe someone else wants some of these things. He could use the leather helmet. It's like I don't know what he has on him. You know, I really wish there was a "Where Are We" kind of program that I could just tab over and just see all my stats, everything I'm wearing, everything like that. That would be so good. But obviously, this is not a super popular game, I guess. I mean, someone probably benefits from that leather helm, right? I should just buy it. Buy it. Someone will benefit from it. I assume I can't just, I can't just click on their portrait to like open up the review screen. So I just see, yeah, he does not have a helmet. So we can then go to Mangg and trade with Mook. No money. Leather helm. Nothing. Trade with Glinda. No money. Owl pike. And then we want to equip gauntlets. Oh yeah. Real good armor everywhere. Real good stuff. I'm not sure why it says 9. I know why it says the -1 now, because that's my shield. But I don't know why it says 9, because it's not like an average of all your shit. I don't know how it works. I'd have to look at the manual again. Review, Mook, equip, katana, wakizashi, leather helm, robe, sandal. I wish there was a way to just divvy up my gold across all my party. But I didn't see that as an option. So then, review, Glinda, equip. Oh, she cannot use the pike. Fuck. Who can use the pike? Well, everybody but fairies, but then only fighters, Valkyries, lords, samurais, ninjas. It is a very, yeah, okay. Shit. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think... We're not going to give it to the samurai. We're not going to give it to the lord. So I guess that was useless. Alright, before this video ends, we need to get into one fight. But I just want to try to get fucking arrows. We're We're still not getting it. But I think our samurai would probably benefit from this leather cuirass and these leather boots. So, yeah, we're just gonna keep going. In theory, this is one of those, this whole thing, like, yeah, and then the time that this all takes, it's one of those things where I don't actually mind it when I'm playing on my own that much. It's more bothers me when I'm recording, because it's just like, I can't make this interesting. Mook. No money. Leather cuirass, leather boots. Exit. Review, Mook. Kana Wakazashi, leather helm, leather cuirass, robes. Cannot use the leather boots for some reason. Go figure. Alright, try to give him the lock, I suppose. Lock, equip, bow, robe. No, can't. Who the fuck can use leather boots? Fighter, thief, ranger, bard. Oh, we have a bard. Yeah, Tinker's a bard. Oh, probably can't use. Telling me priest can't wear leather boots? Is that honestly, honest to God, what you're telling me? Yep, that's honestly what they're saying. So, well, then I guess Mangg can wear it, right? Because he's got sandals otherwise. No, maybe I did buy him boots. No, he's got buskins. AC -3 versus AC -5. Ho 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 ho. At least they fucking tell you the values and stuff. I mean, in so many ways, this game is just a massive improvement over like Wizardry 5. I'm over the moon with the improvements. Everything except the graphics, but that's just because we played the PlayStation version. All right, we're gonna move on. I want to get into one fight before we end. We're very close, but I know in my heart of hearts that there is a fucking arrows. There's arrows somewhere here. Well, we found them. Elm arrows. We will buy 100. Now, there's also, I noticed, halberd here. So I feel like I should look up in the manual the weapon lists. Because I can't inspect it here, which is annoying. It's not quite perfect. And the only, well, I could bring up Glinda's. Could bring up Glinda. No, it might not list all the weapons here. Damn. Damn. No, it doesn't list them all here. Okay, then we're just going to exit out. Trade Glinda, buy, just to see if she can use any of these. No, she can use the club. And her quarterstaff. She can use the Morning Star and the mace, which have short range. So, hold on, where are the ranges listed? Fucking hell, man. It's a big manual. 73 pages. And I'm not quite sure what to search for, and I didn't really see it in the, Okay, yeah, here we go. Found it. Short range, S weapons, permit party members 1 through 3 to attack monster groups 1 and 2. Okay, so it is still, even though it's displayed in this weird way, I'm pretty sure Mangg, Mook, and Locke are in our first 3. So they can use short weapons, they're all good. Extended range weapons, E, permit all members of the party to attack monster groups 1 and 2. Thrown weapons, T, permit all party members to attack monster groups 1 through 3. And long range weapons allow all party members to attack all monster groups. Okay. So, for someone like Glinda in the back, she wants at least an E weapon, which is her quarterstaff. So, we're fine for now. We don't want to switch her to an S weapon, because that would be bad. Yeah, so she's fine with the quarterstaff. Okay, then we're fine. Then I think we're fine. Let's leave. Let's finally get into a fight. We're definitely gonna save after all this shit, though. So, Mangg is going to trade Tinker. No money, but 100 arrows. 1 hundo. Good. Review. Tinker. Equip. Short bow. Elm arrow. Done. Disc. Save and resume. Okay. So now we're going to go back up the way we came. Oh, we got an encounter. 4 vines. Here we go. So we got fight, parry, equip, spell, use, move, run, move. Oh, well, hold on. I gotta find what these mean. Parry allows your characters to take a defensive or passive role in combat. But remember, they are still quite involved. Characters may be hit, and under certain circumstances, they may hit back. On the other hand, they may take their chances and rest for a round to replenish some lost stamina. Okay, so there's multiple parry options. Block, you have to have a shield. Must be relatively proficient in shielding. Character who blocks cannot be hit for double damage. Dodge. You're harder to hit and cannot be struck for double damage. Guard. If a character is on guard and a monster does attack, he or she will jump out regardless of the position and party and attack the monster right back. Guard is useful for flying animals such as bats who can attack anyone, or for characters who cannot normally reach the monsters. Interesting. And you can rest. You recoup some stamina, but your armor class will rise to 15 while you rest. This option is useful if there's little danger if the character is about to pass out anyway. If your character passes out, it's for a while. Rest them before this happens, and they'll definitely have enough stamina to get through the next round. Jesus. Move allows your characters to change their position within the party ranks. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. So, well, Mangg is just gonna be fighting, obviously. Oh, well, I didn't read the fight stuff. I thought it was gonna be simple. Okay. Fight option engages your character in the fine art of physical contact. Depending on your character's skills and weapons, you may be able to choose from one of several methods of fighting. The method you choose is called a fighting mode. Each mode has its own strengths and weaknesses and relies heavily on the skill of the character wielding it. Basic attack is a swing, a side-to-side slicing blow. Chart on the next page compares the available fighting modes to the swing in 3 areas: to hit, to penetrate, and damage. Okay, so yeah, to hit obviously is your chance to hit the target. To penetrate is to the likelihood your character will penetrate the monster's armor after a successful hit has been made. And then damage obviously is damage. So these are all the total options: thrust, bash, melee, throw, punch, kick, lashing, and shoot. So swing is the default one. So that's like the normal baseline. But then like we have thrust, which has a harder chance to hit, a -2 to hit, but a +1 to penetrate and a +1 damage. This is wild. This is wild. All right, so you can't really ever go wrong with swing, but sometimes, yeah, they might be more heavily armored, and you want to thrust, or yeah, some have the bash option, which does less penetration, but has +2 damage, and is affected by the strength of the character as well. Alright, so we're just going to swing. We'll keep it simple. Mook, however, can... yeah, alright, he's gonna do the same. Yeah, okay. Then Locke can hide if he wants, because he is a monk. But he's gonna fight. So he has thrust and bang. He doesn't have swing as an option, because he's not using a slicing weapon. So he's gonna want to use bash. Artemis does not have a weapon that he can use. We could cast a spell, but I don't think we want to do that. So probably we're just going to parry guard. Glinda has the quarterstaff, so she can fight and bash. And then Tinker has a bow, so she can fight and she just can shoot. And it's one shoot option, which has a higher chance of penetration. Thankfully. Alright, start fighting. Glinda bashes quarter Vine. Okay, damage, killed, miss, Mook, hit, 7 damage, dead. Locke bashes, 8 damage. Ooh, boy. Tinker, shoot, miss. Vine lashes, Locke, miss. Alright. I wouldn't mind a button here that just says repeat. That lets me repeat all the options again. But, yeah, it's relatively quick to just go through all these. Bash. Start fighting. Boom, 1 damage. Great. Boom! Look at those animations. We won 39 XP and 10 gold for each of us. Huzzah! Save! Isn't this where I went? No, oops. Yeah, okay, and we're back. Oh, a rat. Look at that animation. Oh my god. And he keeps going. Oh, he's crazy. I love it. Swing, swing, bash, guard, bash, start. Miss, miss, hit. Oh, dead. Fucking katana through the body. Alright. And save after every fight. Yes, sir. Okay, I think we're gonna leave it off here then, before we do anything else. Thoughts so far? It's very early days. Very early to tell, but man, oh man. If Wizardry 1 through 5 were like BX D&D, like basic D&D, you know, this is definitely AD&D first edition stuff. I mean, they went very far with complexity, which excites me because I love complex RPGs and want more of that. Now it is going to be hard. I have no doubt of that, and I have no doubt that we'll probably give up at some point, but I like a lot of what I see here. And I was also interested that it was interesting that I couldn't find any like concrete information of like, this is the best party. This is you should have exactly this party. Anything else is just dumb and you will lose. There wasn't really any of that. There was a lot of just like, yeah, you probably want some of these kind of frontliners, and maybe you want someone good with skullduggery and blah blah. There was a lot of flexibility, which is great. So on how long to beat, Wizardry 6, the average for the main story is 43 hours. Not a lightweight game at all. And interestingly, there seems to be multiple different dungeons. There's the castle, which we're in now, which has like 8 total levels. But then there's a whole mine that has like 4 levels. And then a pyramid. And then I guess you go to hell. And then there's a big temple. So, total of 22 different maps here. It seems like a big game. Well, I'm certainly excited. I won't play anything on my own right now. We're still in the early days here. And I don't know what to expect. So, we'll pick it up right here next time. But for now, my name is Mangg. Game watching has been Wizardry 6. I'll see you fine folks in the next part.